Now, the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
We're going to be challenged more this week than we were the first 2 weeks.
Jalen Berger on the carry. First down and more into Akron territory.
Do you think that Jersey guys just run a little bit tougher?
Yeah. After we won the doubles, I got some good messages. Definitely hit me all at once.
When we stretch every day, I look up there and I just think about how I want to work to be like one of those players.
If they're playing at a high level, they have a really good quarterback. It's going to be our toughest test so far.
Michigan State's football team had no problem improving to 2-0 thanks to its shutout win over Akron, and its 52-0 rout of the Zips landed them in the history books. It's the largest shutout victory for the Spartans since 1957, so it would be remiss of us if we didn't begin this week's show by highlighting the top plays of the game. Right out of the gate, Michigan State's defense picked up right where it left off from the Western Michigan game. Very first drive of the day, senior defensive back Kendall Brooks forces the fumble, and Cal Halliday is right there to scoop up the football. MSU forced a total of 4 turnovers in the win, and this one set the tone for what was to come, making it the 5th most influential play of the game. As MSU men's basketball coach Tom Izzo likes to say, the turnover turned into a touchdown for the Spartans. Coming in at number 4, running back Jarek Brassard punches it in from 1 yard out to get MSU on the board. It was his first touchdown as a Spartan, 7-0 MSU. And the rushing attack didn't stop there. With under 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, the other killer bee, Jalen Berger, picks up a 1 yard score of his own. Spartans now out in front 14-0, making this the 3rd most influential play of the game. So we fast forward to the 3rd quarter. Spartans are cruising at this point, and after 3 rushing touchdowns, MSU decided to get it done through the air. Sophomore Noah Kim stepping in for Peyton Thorne, and on his first throw of the game, Kim tosses his first career touchdown pass to Trey Mosley, a 16-yard strike. 31-0 MSU. As for the most influential play of the game, here it is. This honor goes to Berger. 4th quarter with under 4 minutes to play. He waltzes into the end zone for his 3rd and final touchdown of the day, aka the Hattie, if this was hockey. Of MSU's 206 rushing yards, redshirt sophomore running back Jalen Berger accounted for 107 of them. His 3-touchdown performance was a monumental one for him in his career, because before coming to East Lansing, he had only scored 3 touchdowns in 2 years at the University of Wisconsin. It's why our Nick Manta sat down with Jalen to get a better sense of his journey.
The play of the game coming up right here for both sides, and you can see the intensity in Mel Tucker's face. Berger, the running back. He'll get the handoff straight ahead. It wasn't easy, but he got there.
When you come into a new program, a new state, a new kind of feel for the way in which football is run here at Michigan State.
Yeah.
What's it been like so far, your time here?
It's been a crazy experience, to be honest. When I first got here, like, the way we ran practice was much different than Wisconsin. It was way fast-paced. Like, it was like completely faster than the practice. Like, I was out of breath almost every play when I first got here. I had to get back in shape, but it's been a great experience for sure.
Before transferring to MSU, Jalen's football experiences at the University of Wisconsin were drastically different.
3 touchdowns, I believe, in your time there.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns in your latest game here. What's that? The feeling of knowing that your success here has already outweighed the years you were at Wisconsin?
It's just about like how they utilize their running backs here, to be honest. At Wisconsin, the offense was like straightforward, you know, just run the ball, pass on 3rd down. But here they actually like utilize you more, put me out in the backfield, like on the slot or wildcat, whatever. So it's just about how they utilize their running backs here.
Knowing that there's also a little bit of emotion that also comes with the game that's coming up in a couple of months with the Wisconsin game. What's that going to be like for you going up against your former team this year?
To be honest, I'm not even really thinking about that game. It's just like when that week comes, then it just comes. But I got a lot of friends still over there, so we talk and laugh. We talk about the game a lot. But when that week comes, it's going to be a good game.
You feel like there's going to be a lot more conversation during that game week, or you just kind of shut things down, and do you kind of like just lock in and not reach out to anybody?
There's probably going to be some conversation during that game.
The Instagram DMs are going to be some trash talking a little bit here and there.
Before his time in Madison, Jalen grew up in Ramsey, New Jersey, which taught him more lessons than he ever could have imagined.
Ramsey, New Jersey is about 2 hours north of where my family is originally from, Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So South Jersey. So we got a little bit of a Jersey connection a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What's one of your favorite things about being from Jersey?
The competitiveness, to be honest. Like, I feel like everyone in Jersey is competitive no matter what you're doing. You can play rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You can play anything. Like, we're just competitive over there.
It's always somebody's got to win.
Yeah.
That competitive mindset carried into his high school playing days at football powerhouse Don Bosco Prep, the same school as former Michigan Wolverine Jabril Peppers.
During his time in college, now there's a little bit of route. He's a Michigan guy. Now you're a Michigan State guy.
Yeah.
Have you been able to reach out to him and be like, hey, we got a game coming up later this year. We should have a talk about
I
this.
haven't reached out to him. I haven't talked to him as much, but it's definitely a rivalry. I didn't know about the rivalry, how big it is here, but everyone keeps talking about it. I just can't wait for that week.
Do you think that Jersey guys just run a little bit tougher?
Yeah.
You think about Jersey, what's one of the number one things you miss?
I'll probably say the barbecue.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the barbecue like in Jersey?
They got everything, to be honest, especially downtown. You go down there, you get you some brisket, whatever you want down there, so I definitely missed out.
What's the barbecue spot that was your favorite place to go to?
It's called, what is it called? It's called 22's Barbecue, actually.
Okay.
It's in Union, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not too far?
Not too far.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Next time I'm out there, I'll have to stop by and be like, hey, he told me to be here. I have to be here for some barbecue.
Running backs coach Ephraim Reed referred to Berger and Jarek Broussard as Thunder and Lightning, and head coach Mel Tucker is hoping the duo will strike again this week. The only difference is they're going to have to do it 2,169 miles away from Spartans Stadium in Seattle, Washington. The Huskies are on the clock, and when we come back, Tucker joins us to share how his team is prepping for their first road test of the season.
As we go to break, Farm Bureau Insurance invites you to register to win an exclusive private dinner with head coach Tom Izzo. Go to InsideTheGreenSweeps.com to register.
Are you thinking about switching financial institutions or opening a new account? Make the change to MSU Federal Credit Union today. MSUFCU focuses on our members and the community, offering free checking, free financial education, low loan rates, and cashback credit cards. Plus, accessing your account is easy with our mobile app, at a branch, or by visiting one of over 5,000 shared branches across the country. Make the change today. MSUFCU, building dreams together.
Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
At 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday on ABC, number 11 Michigan State will face its first real test of the season at Husky Stadium against Washington. And as head coach Mel Tucker shared with us, their preparation for their West Coast trip goes far beyond the practice field. Well, for this week, thought it might be fun to sort of sit in the VIP seats. Different view angle of the field for you up here. What do you think?
I like it. The seats are comfortable. I've never been in these seats, and but I should. If you're sitting here, this is a good seat in the house now.
Yeah, they're really comfortable as well.
Yeah, I mean these are comfy. I mean I could get used to this.
Maybe you'll change your spot. This is obviously first road game for you guys on your schedule this year. A lot of prep work goes into it. Going off of what you're mentioning about sleep patterns and how maybe some people might not think the importance of that part of the schedule, but just how much emphasis you're putting on making sure your players go to bed earlier this week.
Yes, we've talked to experts, and they recommend that we ask our players to get an extra hour of sleep in every day this week, and then when we travel, if guys do take a nap, it's going to be a 30-minute maximum on a nap, and so we're going to ask them to watch a movie or listen to a podcast or read a book or something the other time, and then we're going to make sure they get plenty of daylight on the plane. We'll make sure the shades are up at some point. When we go to bed, when those guys close their eyes, once we get there, it's going to be important. We want to make sure they do that, after sundown. Then when we get up in the morning, we're going to make sure they get some sunlight immediately, first thing in the morning. That's going to help with their body clocks and things like that.
This is going to be a game where, you guys are coming off of a shutout. They've scored 97 points in their first 2 games. What type of test will this be for your defense?
It's going to be a huge test because they're playing at a high level. They have a really good quarterback. They're explosive. They're one of the top offenses in the country right now. The quarterback is playing at a super high level. He's like one of the leaders in the country in passing yards. And so it's going to be a huge test for us. We're going to have to contest every ball, make sure we do a great job tackling, but this is going to be our toughest test so far.
A lot of people like to draw comparisons because Michael Penix Jr. was at Indiana. You guys lost to them in 2020, 24-0. How is he different? How is he the same? Or where have maybe you seen him improve?
Yeah, he's better. He's more experienced now. He's very efficient. He knows exactly where to go with the ball. He's always had a strong arm, but it just seems like he has really good command of the offense. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and so he's playing seems like he's playing at even a higher level than what we saw him a couple seasons ago.
How much does that have to do with the coach, Kalen DeBoer? This is his first year there. So how much does that play a role in it? And you mentioned that you have been impressed with DeBoer.
Yeah, he's won everywhere he's been. He's a phenomenal coach, and obviously, going in with a new coaching staff, is establishing the culture and how you want to play, and then your quarterback is a big part of that, and he's familiar with Penix, and so you can tell that they click.
Big thing for you guys last week on offense, you wanted to be able to run the rock. Successfully did that with 6 rushing touchdowns. How can you not emulate that this week, but I mean more so the run game and what you're looking for out of those guys now that they have been able to have 6 rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, consistency and performance is what we talk about all the time, and it starts up front. We're going to be challenged more this week than we were the first 2 weeks. We're going to have to win the battle in the trenches. The tight ends are going to have to do a great job in the run game blocking, and the receivers are going to have to do their part to make sure they get on their guys and sustain their blocks. What they've shown so far, our backs, is that they're willing to go in there and get the tough yards. They're going to run hard. They're going to play with extreme effort. And so I like what I've seen so far, but we're going to have to take it up a notch.
Jalen is a quiet guy, but did he have anything to say after the game in the locker room? Did the guys not, tease him, but I mean, was he a little bit more animated?
He never has anything to say, so, I'll tell him good job or good game or way to run the rock, and he'll just nod his head and smile or something like that, if that. That's about it. Now, when he's with his teammates and he's not around me or some of the coaches, I'm not sure how it is, but I can tell that his teammates, they like him and they're happy for him. They pull for him because you can tell about how they celebrate after a run or after a score. He's a big part of our team.
Well, good luck in your first road test of the year.
Thank you so much. Go Green.
No doubt about it, the Spartans' run game caught everyone's attention here in the stadium, and MSU freshman tennis player Ozan Barish knows exactly what that's like. He was featured on the scoreboard during the game against Akron for his stellar performance in New York, and we're going to fill you in on it when the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show returns.
Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
Welcome back. While Michigan State's football team was on its way to a 52-zip win over Akron in East Lansing, a Spartan phenom was shining in New York. Michigan native Ozan Barish is a freshman on the MSU men's tennis team, and over the weekend he became a Grand Slam champion by winning the doubles title at the U.S. Open Junior Championships. He's back on campus and served it up with our Ian Kress.
Tilt. 6. 3. Can you hear me, by the way?
So, what's life been like the last couple of days for you?
Oh, it's been a little busy. No, it's been good. Yeah, after we won the doubles, definitely got some good good messages, good, just a lot of feedback from people, a lot of congratulations. So it was really nice. Definitely hit me all at once. I was kind of like, oh wow.
I've known Ozan since he used to walk around here in goggles, watching matches when he was like 8, 9 years old. So it's been a really cool journey to say Grand Slam champion. That's pretty special. That's unique. He's obviously the first Spartan to do that in our school's history. So it's really, really exciting for everyone.
Rumor is the trophy broke that you won?
Yeah, that is correct. So I got the trophy itself, and then they gave me the package a couple hours later, and me not knowing really how to package, kind of just put it all around it and on the top, but I didn't put anything under the bottom. So when I set it down, like within an hour or two, I heard a little clink, and then it just snapped off that bottom piece of stand. No, don't mess in the net.
When did you first pick up a tennis racket and learn like, oh, this is a sport that I might be pretty good at?
Well, I started playing when I was 5. I just loved it. It was like kind of just my safe place, Anytime I went there was nothing else on my mind. And I kept playing for a couple of years. I played my first tournament at 8.
Nice. So was there someone in your family that really influenced you to want to start playing tennis, or was it just kind of you enjoying it from the start?
My sister and I were both trying out different sports, and she was playing tennis. I was playing tennis, and I also like basketball as well, but my mother said you got to choose one, and I think the right choice was made.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah. How come you had to choose one?
I mean, single mom, she just didn't have the time to go back and forth with both my sister and I. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. We both chose tennis as well.
Being raised by a single mother really your whole life. I know you recently changed your last name.
Yeah.
What went into choosing Barish?
So it's my middle name, actually. It was Ozan Barish Cholak, and now it's only Ozan Barish. And yeah, I mean, I wanted to create a new legacy with this name. I felt like the name Cholak didn't really resonate with me anymore. It served me great to this point, but yeah, I wanted to be known as Ozan Barish from this point forward, and really make a name for myself that way.
Ever since you won a state title at Okemos, you've basically just been on the road, I feel like, your whole life, correct? Mm-hmm. So what has that been like at such a young age, traveling the country, playing in these high major tournaments for you as someone who's not even 20 years old yet?
It was definitely difficult at first, especially that first year. All my friends are just at home, going to school, hanging out on the weekends, and I'm traveling the nation, traveling the world, going to different tournaments, most of the time by myself. I played in each Grand Slam twice, and then I played Australian Open only once this year. I've been to quite a few countries in South America. Last year I won a pretty big tournament in Colombia as well.
So do you think the win at the US Open Juniors was the biggest win of your career up to this point so far?
I think so, on the double side for sure. I mean, singles, hoping to get similar results, but no, I mean, it is a huge tournament, and like I said, that's what I wanted to be playing, and that's what I was working for, and being able to win one of them in doubles is it's a great accomplishment.
Barish begins his MSU career this weekend in Lexington at the Wildcat Invite, and the tennis team isn't the only Spartan squad who's playing in a tournament this weekend. When we come back, we visit with the Spartan volleyball team. See you soon.
Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
Welcome back. Michigan State's volleyball team is in year 1 of the Leah Johnson era, and boy is it off to a hot start. The roster is filled with Michiganders, 8 to be exact, and all are from about an hour of East Lansing. Our Haley Schoengart was able to sit down with one of them and shares what she wants to accomplish during her time as a Spartan.
Meredith O'Gorman knew from the time she was a teenager she wanted to don the green and white. After verbally committing to the Spartans in 8th grade, 5 years later, she's making her mark as a starter.
Now you're at Michigan State. Let's talk about the Louisiana game. I mean, what a way to introduce yourself to all the volleyball fans here. You had 20 kills, a team high. How did that feel? What was going through your mind during that game? I mean, first one of the season, and you came out just absolutely swinging.
In the beginning, we had like a little bit of a setback, and so then going into that, I just like my demeanor like changed into like, all right, we're gonna win this. And so then I did everything in my power I could do to like lead the team to a win. And so I think that's overall, I wasn't like really keeping track of how many kills I had. Like I didn't know I was that high until after the game. And so I think that just like having a mindset of like winning this game and doing everything to like lead my team there, I think that's what helps me get there.
You also have a ton of family with ties here, correct?
Yeah.
And you're not the only person with your last name on the jersey on this team.
Right.
What's it like playing with your big sister?
Well, growing up, obviously I've played with her all my life. Like I played up in club season to play with her. And so it's just like, we connect so much on like certain little things. It's so like fun to be around her, and it just feels like home, obviously, because she is my home and she's been my best friend growing up my whole life. And so being able to play with her at a Big Ten level is just amazing.
The O'Gorman duo are the first pair of sisters to take the court for MSU since 2010. But despite the familiar face by her side, the jump to a Big Ten program has been an adjustment.
In the summer, I was like, man, these people are way better than me. Like, I just need to like get in the mindset, because I have a mindset of like thinking that I always need to keep doing better, and like I'm never satisfied of where I'm at. So coming in, I had got like at summer, like the first week, I had gotten blocked so many times, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I can't. Like I gotta keep going, but like, man, they're just stuff blocking me. And so then like once we came here, I kind of just snapped, and like all the information that the coaches were giving me, it just made it so much easier to like adapt in here. But for sure I feel like when I came in, I had to prove myself, just because there's so many other good athletes in here, and you always are working for your spot.
3 years from now, what are your goals, you know, as a Spartan in the green and white? Where do you hope you're going to be?
I definitely want to be an All-American and hang my little jersey up there. That's one of my big goals. I feel like when we stretch every day, I look up there and I just think about how I want to work to be like one of those players, one of those big players.
Meredith and her powerful left swing hope to get the Spartans back on track this weekend as they host Oakland, Chicago State, and Evansville in the Green and White Classic at the Breslin Center. As always, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show. Have a happy and healthy weekend.